Right then, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome along to EA Racing League, where we are finally back after a week off, of course, from last Saturday. We are back, and this afternoon we find ourselves here in Brazil for round six, ladies and gentlemen, of this season. Last week out was Spa, the historic track that it is, and what a race that was last weekend on the Saturday. We are back today, though, with Brazil, with 18 drivers joining us this afternoon. So a very nice showing here today, and hopefully we can have a nice race just like last week as well. I'm going to pull up the standings quickly on my screen, see what happened after the Belgian Grand Prix. Chris still leads the championship, everybody, by, what is that? I think by 18 points then to Scott Holmes behind. Then it's Balint, then it is Nick, Barmy Tick in 5 in the championship standings. 6 is Cloud, 7 is Azam, 8 is SZ, 9 is Supply Raptor, and 10 is Maslin. As in the chat across the comms chat, That Pro Gamer joins us. It is good to see you, mate. Welcome in to the stream this afternoon. Hopefully you're having a very nice evening. We are live on both the Chat Cross the Comms usual account and the JC Comms the second account, of course, for the no adverts. For the guys here at EA Racing League, That Brigade, you don't seem very happy in the chat. What's wrong? As we're here in Brazil, 19 drivers joining us, so one driver joined just a bit later. And now we can get on with qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. It is Sem in the Haas car, then it's Speedy Crane in the RB, Snoo in the Red Bull, Dusty Bazoon in the Aston, joined by his teammate Justin in the second Aston, JJR in the Haas. Is Balint with the fastest time in the afternoon, 1 minute 6.8 in the early stages. We've got Zyro in the McLaren, Scissors in the Mercedes, Josh B in the Ferrari, Chris is in the Kick Sauber as Oliver puts it in second place. He's in the Alpine. We've got Bjarni in the McLaren, Johans in the Kick Sauber, Cloud in the Ferrari, Edsy in the Williams, Ethan Taylor in the Mercedes, Scott in the RB, and Daniel in the Alpine. So 19 drivers, ladies and gentlemen. As you probably don't want to be doing that, That Pro Gamer. What's happened? Is everything okay? It doesn't seem too well, but 14 minutes to go, everybody. Balint with the fastest time. It is a 1 minute 6.8 in the early stages of qualifying. Followed close, well, say closely, not very close, is it? By Dusty Pazoon then, who is quite a bit behind. Ethan Taylor puts it in third. Then Oliver 4, Daniel in 5, Snoo 6, JGR 7, Chris 8, and Bjarni in 9. That is your top 9 right now. And currently the drivers that have got times on the board. Bjarni across the line then, ladies and gentlemen, puts it in P10 this afternoon with 1 minute 8.3, but Chris over the line with the 1.6793, and it's about a tenth faster, not even a tenth then, nowhere near a tenth, about 300th of a second in that actually, between Chris and Balint, and that is an incredibly close time, ladies and gentlemen, between 1 and 2. Here in qualifying for the EA Racing League, we have 12 minutes to go. This is actually the last race that I did. Commentary wise, because I just got back from a trip from Disneyland and was off commentary the whole entire week, so this is the first one back for me. Probably a bit rusty, to be fair, then a bit tired, but hopefully we can get through it tonight. Hopefully we can get a good commentary going for you. But Chris is your fastest man on the track right now, and heading round to go into the pit lane this time around due to the fuel light being on, and already completed his laps. Labra Gamer, I was kicked out of my house for 5 hours. That isn't very good, mate. It isn't very good at all. Are you okay? Hopefully this stream will make you feel a little bit better. But Sem into 3rd place in the Haas car, 17.1. He is about 3 or 4 tenths stand behind 2nd place at this moment in time. Can he improve later on? We've got a long time to go, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is nowhere near over just yet, as we have a long little while. I can see a few people like grumpy in the Jack Crossley comms chat, in the main chat. And if you don't want the adverts, don't forget we are also live on the JC Comms 2nd account, which doesn't have any adverts. So if you don't want the adverts, go along and watch it on there. But Sem on the track, everybody. We saw him do his lap. He should be going into the pit lane. He should be going into the pit lane very, very soon. So we'll see what he can do later on the next laps that he can do. But Josh is out there at P5, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't seem to be so much of a bad time. In the chat then is Mash in the JC Comms chat. It is good to see you, mate. Welcome in for your first time ever in the chat this afternoon. So it's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Johans in the kick Sauber has invalidated this time around, so unfortunately we'll not be able to get on a decent time on the board, or even any time on the board. So P7 for them right now. It's a 1 minute 7.524. Look at the gap here in qualifying, everybody, from P3 all the way down to P15. The gap is incredibly close. It is incredible. Look at that. Sem 171. It is Cloud 171. Scissors 176. Josh B 174. 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7. This is incredible stuff, everybody. Everybody so close on times this afternoon. Gusty Bazoon is finding time. He is finding time in the middle sector, in the first sector, and seemingly through the middle sector too. But he's going to fly towards the end of it now. Will it be an improvement for him in the Aston Martin? It's 6 tenths down, unfortunately. Honestly, not even 100 million would make me feel better right now. I'm not joking. Is that Brew Gamer? Well, I really hope you feel better soon, mate. I really, really do. Mash in the chat supporting Cloud. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Cloud in P4 at the moment in the Ferrari with a 1 minute. Oh, my bad. With a 1 minute 7.1 as Justin just puts it in P3 this evening. But Cloud is in P5 in the Ferrari. His teammate Josh B down in 7, and they have a good chance of doing well this afternoon. But we will see. We'll see what they can do. I'll take a look at the Constructors' Championship really quickly. Ferrari currently sat in 3rd place, everybody, here for EA Racing League after the Belgian Grand Prix in this EU tier. So not so bad at all. I'm kind of confused with apparently Ferrari here is Nick Harrow and Blunty, but I swear Nick Harrow is. No idea. Maybe it is one of them. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I'm confusing myself here, everybody. But anyway, Constructors' Championship is as follows. Williams currently leading the championship, followed by Sauber 2nd place. Ferrari coming 3rd then with Racing Bulls 4, Aston Martin 5, Haas 6, McLaren 7, Red Bull 8, Mercedes 9, and Alpine are P10 in the Drivers' Championships this afternoon and this season so far on the 6th round of the season here for EA Racing League. Speedy Crane is out there then and improving by 0.02 of a second in the middle sector and now flying towards the line. He's harvesting that battery, so maybe this lap won't be representable. Maybe he's going to go around again. But Scott Holmes then with a 1 minute 6.784, 100th of a second faster than Chris. He puts it on provisional pole, ladies and gentlemen, in the early stages. Then goes Balance. It is a 1 minute 6.657, everybody. He goes provisional pole now. Just beats Scott Holmes to it on time. And an incredible time for him. You love to see it then. 7 minutes to go, everybody. And qualifying is certainly ramping up here in the streets of Interlagos, where Balance goes fastest by 1/10 of a second to Scott Holmes in 2nd place. And now Chris over the line to spoil the party for Ballington Scott. It is a 1 minute 6.592, and he now finds nearly a tenth of a second to get ahead of Balance and put himself on provisional pole in the Sauber, who are second place in the World Championship standings, ladies and gentlemen, as of this afternoon. 4 points is what separates them and the leading constructors of the Williams, who actually line up in second place right now on the grid. So the Constructors' Championship is going to be close, everybody. And at the moment, qualifying is going to be close as well. We are really enjoying this. I mean, at least I am. And we've had some lovely times this afternoon. Look at the gaps between the drivers. The 1 minute sevens, everybody, all within a few tenths of a second. It is incredible stuff. Them all the way towards the line then, everybody, with lots and lots of ERS, because this man is ready to put on a representable time. At the minute, P5 is a very good time for him, but feels like he's got more. Feels like he's got more to unleash. And Sem then in the Haas car is up by nearly a tenth of a second, ladies and gentlemen, in the first sector. The Haas car absolutely flying at the moment, finding a bit of time in the first sector. Still loads of room for improvement though on this lap for Sem, as he's currently P5, and I'm sure he's going to get knocked down even further if he doesn't improve on this lap. He's taking all the curb, maximising the track then to the absolute limits here in Interlagos as Sem rounds off the final few corners in the middle sector, and we'll see if he's able to make any improvements, even if it's small, in the second sector. He found a bit in the first. He's found over a tenth of a second in the second sector, everybody. Sem at his rears nearly lose underneath him. He finds them again. He's going to fly towards the line here in qualifying. From P6, he loses one place, but he does find a tenth in the first in the middle sector. Over the line, it is still P6. He only finds 300ths of a second. And that is that for Sem, ladies and gentlemen. P6 is best for him. Just find a bit of time, but still needs about 0.3 of a second to overtake Justin and take that P5 back. So this is not ideal at the minute for him. Still 4 minutes to go, and times are still able to come in, and we'll see if anyone can do so. Cloud does find P3, of course. He does have a supporter in the chat, and today might just be the best day for it. Cloud in third position right now in qualifying, and soon, you know, as qualifying will come to an end, he really could give it a good shot at pole here, P3, and he only needs about 0.2 of a second to be on pole, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the margins we're talking with. Cloud could be on pole position today if he goes out again. So could every other driver here if they give it their absolute best, but we're going to see about that. 3 minutes then, everybody. 3 minutes to go of this qualifying session, where Chris is on pole position currently, provisional pole that is. Balance second place, Cloud is in third, Scott is in four, Justin 5, 6 is Sem, 7 is Bjarni, 8 is Daniel, 9 Dusty Pursoon, then it's JJR, then it's Scissors, Josh B 12, Johans in 13, Speedy Crane 14, Ethan Taylor 15, Oliver 16, Edsy 17, Snoo 18, Dyro 19, and AMS F1 Lightning in 20, ladies and gentlemen. That is your current grid, as the drivers will be coming out of the pit lane now to get on their final few times of this afternoon. It is all to play for as JJR retires from the session and will not be improving from P10 today. In the chat, by the way, it's nothing to do with your stream, Jack. Well, that is it's good to hear, mate. Hopefully you feel better soon. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 20 drivers giving it absolutely full beans then, ladies and gentlemen, for this qualifying session. Justin with a 2/10 improvement. He crosses the line. It's second place for Justin today. That is a very nice improvement, everybody. And look at the gap between him and Chris in 1 and 2. 4 thousandths of a second is the gap between Chris and Justin for pole position today. That is extremely close margins here then. In qualifying, as Chris is out on an outlap, he will be able to defend his provisional pole today. Balint in the pit lane still, and if he leaves it any longer, he won't get any more a chance to do it, but he is exiting the pit lane now, so this is it. His final time in the afternoon will be coming soon. Cloud is on his outlap. Scott Holmes is starting a lap now, crossing the line at about 1 mile an hour. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing here. That seems like maybe he's going around again, because that was extremely slow across the line. I might leave the stream to go stare in a wall. Well, you do you, mate, but I can imagine this is more exciting than a wall, so whatever you want to do. Is Scott on the track? What can he do? Justin retires in second place. JJR then retires in P10, of course. Edsy retires down in P17 as drivers retiring all across the grid in the late stages now. This is it. The final few times in the afternoon are going to be coming in, and crossing the line now is one of the Alpines, I believe, of Oliver starting a lap. There's also a Mercedes coming towards the line of Ethan Taylor and his teammate crossing the line of Scissors, who both start a lap, I believe. Everybody beginning laps. As Zyro, I think, is that him towards the line? It is. He, in P19 now, starts a lap. This is it, everybody. 30 seconds left of this session, and the drivers getting in their final times of the afternoon. The Haas car now across the line, beginning laps. We're going to try and keep an eye on every single driver that we can. Who's ahead? It looks like the Ferrari of Cloud, who was on a lap, and at the minute looking like about 2/10 of a second down on this entire lap. He's going to head towards the line, but will it be any improvements? He's got 10 seconds to get there, to get another lap on, or will this be it? He's in the pit lane now, so that is it for him. Kicks Sauber towards the line of Chris. What has he got in store for us today then over the line? Chris, even quicker by 0.08 of a second. It is a 1 minute 6.5. And he's the favourite for pole at the moment, everybody. He's got time for one more if he wants to do it, but he hasn't got the ERS to do so. Balint is up by 0.03 of a second in the middle sector. Cloud finishes in P4, everybody. We've got Scott Holmes out there, who is down by 1/10 of a second at the moment. Sem is into the end of the second sector, into the middle sector. The final third then coming up now is 0.5 of a second down, 0.05 of a second down, everybody, is Sem. Scissors finishes in 7. Justy Pursoon in 8. It is Bjarni then who's invalidated. He'll finish in 9 or below. Daniel finishes in 10 and he'll be finishing 10th or lower. Johans then in 11. Could possibly be finding time in the middle sector, but we will see about that. As a Ferrari coming towards the line now is Josh B, who goes into P6, and at the end of qualifying, the team that are third in the Constructors' Championship could get a good shot of having a nice afternoon today in this race. Johans has really scuffed that lap up and 9 seconds down, unfortunately. That is going to be it for qualifying, everybody. Chris is your pole sitter for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and the Kick Saubers do it again, leading the Constructors' Championship and starting round 6 from pole. Chris starts from the front. All right then, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for qualifying. What a qualifying session it was. Chris is on pole position by nearly a tenth of a second to Justin. Then for balance, then comes Cloud, Scott Holmes, Josh B, Sem, Scissors, Dusty Bazoon, and Bjarni rounds off the top 10. Moving down the grid, 11 is Daniel, 12 is Johans, 13 is JJR, 14 Speedy Crane, 15 Snoo, 16 Ethan Taylor, followed by Oliver in 17th position. Then he's 18 of Edsy, 19 Lightning, and 20 was Zyro. That is it, everybody, for qualifying. Next up is the Grand Prix. Don't go anywhere. Sorry about the late start, everybody. We are lights out and away we go. I assume apparently we're going at half past, but we're now going a bit earlier. It is lap 1 of 36. Chris getting ahead there, everybody, in the rainy weather. As we get started all the way down here in Brazil, it is side by side, Chris and Justin all the way down into the left-hander. Can Chris stay ahead and maintain his lead? The Haas in the behind nearly goes into the barrier there. As we head into the left-hander, it is Chris who just about keeps his car ahead. Up the inside line, tries the Aston Martin. Justin goes through the Williams as well as Ballint as well. Pushes him all the way out. Chris now loses 2 positions. He's down into P3. Scott Holmes is already sniffing up behind, trying to get through. He sticks his car at the inside line of the kick Sauber of Chris, who is already losing many positions off the start. Up the inside though goes Scott Holmes. Can he make a move side by side then on the kick Sauber here? Can he get through? He cannot. He can, sorry, into 3rd place. In the chat, Hey Jack says, Lintox, good to see you, mate. Welcome in. Been a little while. Glad you're back in the chat this afternoon. Sorry about the very bad commentary on the start, everybody. I was very caught out by the start. I saw on the saw in the chat we were going at 30 minutes, like 30 minutes past, but no, 29. So it caught me out a little bit. But down the grid, lots of battling going on. Everybody here in the wet weather in Brazil. The rain is absolutely good for some, but worse for others. Cloud then trying to go around the outside line, diving through his teammate here. They're not the inside line. He's into 8th position. An incredible set of moves there for him. He's down 4 positions, but he's making up for it now. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. Josh and Johannes then giving it a bit of a scrap behind as well. It is Josh who's just about stayed ahead, but his rear is not behaving well behind as he tries to keep the car on the track. And behind that, Johannes then trying to get his way through in P10 at the moment. Absolutely flying all the way up towards the hill, nearly losing his rears there as well, as Justin picks up the fastest lap as he leads the Brazilian Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Who expected this? Justin leads the Brazilian Grand Prix. We've got the kick Sauber of Chris all the way down to P4 on the race start. Lap 3 at 36 then, everybody, as having a very nice race so far. We've got Zyro, ladies and gentlemen, who currently is exiting the pit lane on the brand new intermediate tyres with a brand new wing, I assume. Is in the chat, F4 Mano, queued stream as background noise. Let's go, it's good to see you, mate. Welcome into the chat. Glad you are joining us. Is that? Oh, there we go, so I just got confused, my bad. Right then, everybody, let's get on with it again. Lap 4 of 36, and Justin is your race leader if you're just joining us this afternoon. Cloud is about to get ahead of Bjarni as he's done it. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Cloud into P7, who didn't get a good start today, but he's really making up for his mistakes. And he's in P7 right now. He was all the way down to about P10, I believe, but he made his way back up the order. P7 right now, and he's now trying to dive up the inside line in the Mercedes, who is looking like he might just about let him through, because Cloud is up the inside line now then, and the Ferrari is absolutely brilliant. Then he sends the car up the inside line. Tunnel vision, this man, and he gets into P6 very easily. Just making people move out the way for him, as now he's got Sem in front of him. Will he be able to get ahead is the question. I think he might just be able to. My money's on that he will get through. This man is absolutely flying at the moment. He's 2 places down from when he started, but he's definitely made the places back up so far from when he dropped down the order, and he's really pushing on now. The rear is sliding out on him then as he exits the corner all the way up towards the top of the hill then, and down towards the main straight where we could get Cloud making an overtake on Sem. Remember, no DRS then until the rain has been cleared away, and I'm not entirely sure if we've got this for the whole race long, or it's just a small shower. Cloud unable to get through at the moment, everybody. Sem still sitting ahead. We're going to head all the way down the second straight where many overtakes normally happen, but not this time around for these two lads, as he stays behind, heading out of the exit here. Ooh, the back end slipping out of the car for all of these drivers, but they're keeping it well on the track. There's Manu in the chat. Rain stops at halfway, by the way. Okay, good to hear. Thank you very much. Zyro with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He retires in the pit lane too. And Zyro is out, ladies and gentlemen, of the Brazilian Grand Prix. So that is it for him. I've just been focusing on Cloud, though, recently, who's been doing well. He did, of course, like I mentioned, fall down the order, but he has made his way back up, and it is really good to see the action from this man who's just been sending over the inside line of everybody you can see and looking like he might just be able to do that again. The Haas in front of him losing its rears and really seeming to struggle out there on the track then of Cloud, who is going to gain now and possibly make an overtake to be one place away from where he started. He crosses that line side by side with the Haas. Will it be enough for a move? He outbreaks him into turn one, and the Ferrari is ahead of the Haas car this afternoon. Cloud into P5, ladies and gentlemen, and he finds himself ahead. You'd love to see it. 8 different cars in top 8, says Sam Wipeout, and that is absolutely right. That is incredible stuff. I didn't even realise that. 8 different cars in the top 8. Incredible start right now, ladies and gentlemen, as that is going to be a lot of team for all of the... wow. I nearly just said that would be a lot of team for all of the points. There'll be a lot of points for all of the teams as JJR with a 3-second time penalty, ladies and gentlemen. Justin being your race leader. Only one driver with a time penalty of JJR. The rest of the drivers with none. And a lot of position gainers this afternoon. There really, really is. As we head through in the rain, already stopping, ladies and gentlemen. This is looking like dry weather now. Look at this. Might be pit stops coming in soon then, because where's the rain gone? Ladies and gentlemen, it's absolutely dry out there. It looks bone dry. It looks absolutely bone dry on the track, and I think we might possibly get some pit stops. In the chat, can you call JJR J Rizzinaldo? I mean, I'll try my best to remember that. Like J Rizzinaldo. Okay, I'll try, boys. Let's give it a shot. J Rizzinaldo, then, everybody, in P10 to gain on Hans if he can do so. In the chat, will JJR be happy with me calling him J Rizzinaldo? Lynn, you have to find out. But it's good to see you in the chat, Lynn. Really glad you joined us this afternoon. Guy's day job is risen up women. I'll defo like it. All right, no worries. We've got Jay Rizzinaldo then with a penalty, ladies and gentlemen. As he's in the pit lane right now to get the tyres changed. He's going to exit pretty soon. And he's going to be on the slicks now. The rain is completely gone. We're 8 laps deep into a 36-lap race, ladies and gentlemen, here for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And it is bone dry on the track now. Everybody coming in for their slick compound of tyres. Tony Cloud, JJR. Oh, sorry, Jay Rizzinaldo. I completely forgot. And Ethan Taylor in the pit lane, everybody. Or who have been in the pit lane previously. Okay, I will go offline for a couple of days. So if you don't see me in chat or anything, don't worry. No worries, mate. Hopefully you get on all right, and hopefully see you very, very soon. Malik now with the fastest lap this afternoon. Sticks it with a 1:18 flat. We've got a pit stop coming in for Bjarni, and I can imagine a lot of drivers going to follow him behind now. Then still some drivers staying out on the intermediates, but there is a lot now that are going into the pit lane for the slick compound of tyres, ladies and gentlemen. And where's that going to lead the drivers in terms of strategy? We'll have to see. As DRS will be enabled very, very soon, and I'm very glad about that, because DRS helps with the battling a hell of a lot, makes it a lot more exciting. As pit lane for Bjarni, for Snoo, Edsy, and a few others then. Oh, you see the Ferrari there of Cloud just about catching the back end then as it slid out on lap 9 of 36, everybody. Cloud just about catching the rears as he now gains on the McLaren to possibly make a move. In the chat, yeah, we'll see how long it takes for me to get back to my normal self. Well, I hope you are going to feel better soon, mate. I really do. Is now in the pit lane goes Justin, and the top few drivers going in. Justin Balint stays out then on the inters. And fair play, he seems to actually have a bit of speed still, saying that he's on the intermediate tyres. So does Scott and Chris, and all the drivers following them through behind as we gain all the way down then, everybody. And into the pit lane for nearly everybody now to get in the final few pit stops for everybody and finally get on them intermediate tyres. It's just the top few drivers now that are yet to make that trip in. And like I mentioned, where's that going to leave all the drivers in terms of strategy? It's going to be exciting to see. "26 laps to go." We've had 10 here in Brazil, and of course that has taken longer due to the fact that we have had the it's a safety car then with the rain, of course, which has slowed it down quite a lot. But Eddie's rear is going there on the hard compound tyres, possibly not warmed up to the maximum right now, and they will probably need to be running a little bit longer before they get a bit more traction in them, ladies and gentlemen. But we're going to head all the way around on lap 10 of 36 then with the top few drivers now who's in the pit lane to get on the slicks, and where are the drivers behind going to end up. Justin is on the hard compound tyres, and at the moment he's going to overtake every single one of them. The man that was leading earlier on, he will lead again once he gets there, and he's going to cross that line now. He's going to head into turn 1. Justin should be the man ahead of everybody else, apart from, of course, Dusty Bazoon, his teammate, who still needs to go into the pit lane. So right now, Justin is in the provisional lead, ladies and gentlemen, ahead of the Alpine of Daniel and Balint and Scott and Chris and everybody coming out of the pit lane right now. He's made it out ahead. Ooh, sliding out on the exit there, Sam, everybody in P8. As he just about keeps it on the track. And these drivers, I've got to admit, I've seen the back end slide out a lot, but they're very good at catching it. They really, really are, and they don't make too many mistakes like that. So it's good to see. Justin picks up the fastest lap in the pit lane now. He's Dusty Bazoon, everybody. And Daniel, as they finally get their slicks on after a long while of running the intermediate tyres. Where is the boy that we've been looking for? Cloud in P11, everybody. He's going to make a move into P10. I think there's a move then heading down the straight as well that we might have missed. Scissors and Dusty Bazoon swap positions as Scissors gets ahead. Coming out of the pit lane is Dusty Bazoons. And Scissors, of course, finds his way through. The DRS will be enabled now, or it should be enabled at least, everybody. It should be enabled soon as we head into the left-hander. Sem making a bit of a contact move there on Dusty Bazoons. But just about, he does stay on the track, and the drivers head all the way through into the right-hander now. Behind at the back of that one is Bjarni with a very good front-row view to this action that's happening right ahead of him. As Josh B picks up a 3-second time penalty, everybody, and adds to the tally of the drivers that have won. Now 3 drivers with time penalties. We've lost Zyro, still with 19 people here today, and a nice race on our hands at this moment in time. All the way down the straight we go then. The McLaren trying to get in on Johannes if he can do so. But right now, not able to do it. as we head all the way into the first corner, ladies and gentlemen, with Justin being your race leader. It's Ballint in second place, Scott in third, Chris fourth, 5 is Scissors, 6 Dusty Bassoon, and the list goes on. There's a move going on here. Oh, we've got Speedy Crane on the Hasten. Ladies and gentlemen, you love to see it, making a move through past Jay Rizzinaldo. Lint in the chat. Oh, the inside line goes Jay Rizzinaldo, makes contact here with Speedy Crane. All the inside, tries to get through, then he loses the position here to AMS Lightning if he can make his way through. But off the inside goes Jay. Can he try and get ahead? He cannot right now. He's sandwiched now between the two cars of the Red Bull and the Speedy Crane. The Red Bull tries to stick it up the inside line, but doesn't make his move through yet. And now he has to pay the price. Josh B up the inside line because of that move. He gets through into P13, F1 Lightning down to 14, and Daniel in 15, soon to possibly make a move past the Red Bull. In the chat, Jack, who do you think will win? I think Justin's going to take it. He's had a flawless race so far, not had any issues. I think that man's going to run ahead and completely take it with full grasp. With all the way up then, everybody, look at this. The Red Bull then of MS F1 Lightning makes a quadruple overtake, then all the way up to P12, everybody. It is Jay in 13 there to stick it at the inside line. Will he get ahead? It's 3 abreast into turn 1. Jay, who's going to try and get ahead in the Haas? He's through to P12. F1 Lightning 13. Then it is Jay to stick it at the inside line. A brilliant battle witnessing right now, everybody. Contact made on the Haas as Jay Rizzinaldo nearly goes around in P15. Just about keeps himself on the track. Josh B now in 14. As Daniel making a comeback around the outside line. Daniel's now into P12, everybody, at the brief moment in time. But will he stay ahead of the Red Bull? He cannot do it right now, but a brilliant, brilliant comeback for Daniel, who is now currently in P13. That's his lap then for Ballint. So the 1 minute 30, it was Justin, then it was Ballint. With 1 minute 13.5 on lap 15 of 36. The battle still continues then, everybody, here in Brazil, heading around the final few corners. The Haas makes a mistake. The Ferrari was up the inside line, and the Williams as well. They both go through on the mistake of the Haas car. We're going to head all the way down into turn 1, everybody, on lap 15 of 36. And who's going to be ahead here? It's the Ferrari of Josh B in 14. Edsy, JJR, and Oliver all giving it a good go into turn 1. Who's going to get ahead? Edsy up the inside line into 15. Jay Rizzinaldo has to concede and stay down in P16 now. He picks up a 3-second penalty as well to really stick a flake in it. And that is not going to be too good at all for him. Oliver to make a move on the Haas then, getting massively close. The Haas goes round and the Williams too. Both drivers find the wall there. There's a bit of damage, wing damage there for one of the drivers. The end plate came off of someone's car. But Jay Rizzinaldo, the man that comes out worse off, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 15 of 36. Not ideal for him one bit, ladies and gentlemen. Kamikaze driving from the Haas in the chat. If it doesn't fit, he'll make it fit. Love to see it. He tried for that gap, but it just wasn't on the cards for him today. And now all the way down in P17. Snow and Zyro, the two drivers to retire today. Only 18 left this afternoon on lap 16 of 36. 20 drivers to go. Well, 20 laps to go, sorry. As yellow flags, JJR now retires. Jay Rizzinaldo, the Lord and Saviour himself, Jay Rizzinaldo, retires, ladies and gentlemen, this session, and he is out of the British. Wow, my brain is fried. I'm so sorry. He's out of the Brazilian Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, and leaves as well. Justin with the fastest lap then leads the Brazilian Grand Prix, still the man ahead, and with absolutely no competition. Closest thing in the minute is 3.5 seconds behind, which is Ballint in the Williams. for Mano. Cloud pit way too early is struggling. He says he's down in P10 is Cloud. And it is such a shame. This man was really making the places up, but it just didn't go his way at the end, ladies and gentlemen, right now as he's in P10. And I believe still lost many positions, down 6 positions now, ladies and gentlemen, from the race start, which is really not ideal at all. And just not beneficial to him one bit. He's in P10, not many points at all for him and his team. As lap 18 of 36 starts, and the halfway point is here. But if you're in either of the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in either of the chats, make sure you put in your race prediction. Who do you think's going to win the Grand Prix here today? You'll have to let us know. There you go then, Chris, the gain on Scott Holmes, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to see in the chat. I need Miss Scott and Chris double DNF, says Mano. Well, we'll see about that. We've got J. Ronaldo, Snoo, and TF10 Zyros then, who all retire this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from this session. And Daniel then picks up a 3-second time penalty as well, as we head all the way down towards the line with the front few drivers. It'll be Chris in 4, Scott in 3, Bal in 2, and Justin as the race leader at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, on the 19th lap of 36. But yes, get your race predictions in the chat. Make sure you let us know, and we'll have a look at the end of the race if you were right or not. But make sure you get them in, or it's too late, everybody. Ooh, back end sliding out here for Justin. Just about keeps it on the track again. But he is the man ahead. He is the man leading with no competition right now. But Balint has gained by quite a lot. It's 2.2 seconds the gap now. It was 3.5 the last time I checked. So it is coming down over time, which really is not a good sign at all. As in the chat, I haven't watched EA Racing League in a while. Well, welcome in, mates. It is good to see you in the chat. Hopefully, hopefully you want to stick around for a bit and enjoy some action. I do apologise for the absolutely god-awful commentary tonight. It is so bad. And probably one of the worst I've ever done. It's been absolutely crap today because I've just got back off a holiday and I am absolutely... I'm so tired. I'm absolutely done for and my brain is fried. But hopefully it's been good enough for you so far this Saturday evening, everybody. It's Chris with the fastest lap this afternoon and stealing it away from the previous driver. I don't know who it was, actually. Ooh, behind that, it is Scott and Chris then. Ahead goes Chris, Scott down into 4. And a lovely move there. Goes Chris into P3, ladies and gentlemen. Gets ahead as we head behind. Will we get any drivers with moves here? Johans in 8 and Bjarni in 7. Possibly a move up the inside here. Nope, we do not see anything there. But we do see a pit stop from Sem in the Haas car. Linth, how was your holiday? Thank you. Thanks for asking. It was absolutely amazing, mate. Honestly, probably the best holiday I've ever been on. Really, really enjoyed it. I think, weren't you the one that said you took a bus ride there to Disney? I'm pretty sure you said you did. But I think that was you. But if it wasn't, it doesn't matter. But either way, you know, I've never been to the American parks before. I've only been to Paris, so me, that was incredible. But we're hoping to go America next year, so that should be exciting. But lap 21 of 36 then, ladies and gentlemen. And Justin still being your race leader this afternoon. He's led a brilliant race, but it is 1.4 seconds the gap. And I think, unfortunately, it might all just come crashing down before he knows it, because the man behind of Balin is actually gaining. Justin in the pit lane, everybody. Justin heads into the pit lane. That is big then on the hard compound tyre to get them changed out in the Alpine garage. What will it be for him then? It should be the brand. They look like the hards again. Am I right? It is the hards again then for Justin. Ladies and gentlemen, as he puts on some new hard compound tyres once more, which is going to run to the end of this Grand Prix with 14 laps to go before the end. Heading out of the pit lane, side by side with Bjarni, who does get ahead of him then, just about them, into the left-hander. He's through in the McLaren and into P6. Love to see it then as the pit lane is open for F1 Lightning in there right now, getting on the brand new hards all the way down the straight as well. It is Justin and Bjarni giving it a good battle, I believe, but we just completely missed that one, unfortunately. Yellow flags in the final sector. Something happened there. We completely missed that as well, unfortunately. I don't know what happened there. I think somebody might have lost their ears, but it is all good now, ladies and gentlemen. Ballon is your race leader from Scott Holmes, from Chris, then from Dusty Pursoon. Across the line goes Daniel. In the pit lane is Johans, Bjarni, and Speedy Crane. There's Linth in the chat. Enjoy the rest of the race. I've got to go off. Well, thanks for joining us for the 23 laps, ladies and gentlemen. Linth, I appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much, and hopefully you have a very nice night. See you later. There's Josh B now with a 3-second time penalty. Exit in the pit lane is Speedy Crane on the brand new medium compound tyres. Everybody around him went on the new hards. He's going to try and push the mediums now to the end of this race. Is that going to work for him? Is the question. I am not entirely sure, ladies and gentlemen. We still have quite a few laps. Pit stops coming in as well for Scott and Chris then. These two lads have been absolutely tooth and nail the whole entire race. It has been brilliant to see. And now, exiting the pit lane, they're going to come out together to do it all again. Who is going to be the man to get ahead? It's going to be Chris behind. It's going to be Scott in front. Chris to make a move up the inside line of Scott. Can't do it just yet. Nearly sending it up the inside line there. Nearly giving us all a heart attack then. As Chris tries to make a move, but just couldn't from so far back on lap 24 of 36. Valence in the pit lane, Scissors in the pit lane too with a 10-second time penalty now. Finally, just them is the man ahead. And to stick a flake in it, Dusty Pursoon is in second place and could just bring this home with his teammate for a 1-2 finish for the Aston Martins today. Who was expecting that? Not me. Absolutely not me. We're going to check the position changes today. It is 1 up for Justin, 7 up for Dusty Pursoon, which is absolutely brilliant stuff for him. And hopefully they can keep this gap and keep this all the way to the end. in the pit lane then for Dusty Bazoon. That is such a shame, actually. I didn't think about that. He's going to have to make a pit stop. 10-second penalty too, so it will not be a 1-2 finish for the Aston Martin. Sorry about that. I should have been educated more about that. But he's in the pit lane now. He's going to get on the brand new hard compound tyres again and come out of the pit lane in P6 possibly. I think it's going to be P6 as he exits the pit lane. Trying to beat the rest of the drivers out of the pits now. But 10 laps to go of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and everybody heading down into the end of this second, end of the first sector, sorry, have got the DRS as we head into the left-hander. Oh, pushing scissors off the track then. Here's Johans as he now rejoins with Dusty Bazoon trying to send it up the inside line. What was that, ladies and gentlemen? Flipping X scissors. Nearly went into the wall, just about caught the car just before it got very bad indeed, but he did about catch it. But it's Dusty Bazoons to try and make a move through. Ballint with the fastest lap now. The inside line is going to be Dusty, but he can't do it right now. He's going to gain as much as physically possible, then everybody all the way down and into the main straight. Daniel with a 10-second time penalty as well. So he picks up another one, and that is a big penalty to get. As into the left to the right, we've got some lockups there, especially from Dusty Bazoon, but he keeps it on the track. He's going to try and gain now on scissors to make a move here, all with the DRS, but the Aston Martin seems to have a bit of overspeed here. Will he be able to get a move on the inside line? Still has to stay behind on lap 27 of 36, 9 laps to go. Then with a 3-second penalty too. And speaking of penalties, we come with quite a lot. Let's get them up. Up the inside line, Dusty Bazoons goes through everybody into P8. Scissors down in 9 then. What a move. What a move from Dusty, sending that car at the inside line. No fear at all for that man. And he absolutely does that one superbly well. Right then, lap 28 of 36, and we have Dusty Bazoons in 8, Johans in 7, Cloud in 6, Bjarni in 5, Chris 4 then, who's gaining on Scott, and these two have been going at it the whole entire race long. It has been very nice to watch, but all good things have to come to an end, and soon this battle, this rivalry that we've been watching the whole entire race, will soon come to an end, and there can only be one winner out of it. It's going to be... we do not know. Scott and Chris in 3 and 4. Who is going to be the final man on the podium? It is Chris who tries to send it up the inside line, but he can't do it right now. Just about gets ahead, everybody. But has to stay behind Scott right now. The Kick Sauber, the team that are leading the World Championship standings. He's in P4, and he's going to try and make a late move up the inside line as Scott. He still can't do it right now. The Kick Sauber staying tight and conserved then. Not making any silly moves in the late stages, but he's going to try and send it on the inside line. That could have been very badly ending then from Scott and Chris. Scott very nearly had his front wheel taken off and would have been flying towards the barrier, but no, he's all good. 7 laps to go, and who will take the final spot on the podium, everybody? We need some absolutely sensational driving from everybody here today then. And here comes Chris. Can he do it? Well, the inside line, side by side. Chris goes through then. At this moment in time, past Scott, but can he hold it? No, he cannot. Chris brakes incredibly early Scott breaks incredibly late, and that is the difference between who can get ahead and who can't. Scott got ahead for now. Chris is much better on the exit. It is side by side all the way around the outside line goes Chris, and he makes his way through into P3. He's on the podium with 6 laps to go. Everybody on the 30th lap now of 36. A brilliant move from Chris enables him to possibly rack up some superb points for his team on the bottom step of the podium this afternoon. You love to see it. Across the line then to begin lap 32. It is Justin 31, sorry. It's Justin being your race leader, ladies and gentlemen. At the minute, yellow flags. The SEM retires from the session, and that is going to be a safety car at the end of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Justin leads. Ballington second place. Chris is in third. Scott's in 4. And at the end of this race, everybody, 5 laps to go. This safety car is deployed, and everybody is going to get a fresh start and a brand new chance of finishing well here at Interlagos. This is going to be brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Cloud, the man that didn't do too well at all, he got his way up to P7. Now, this is going to be a gold mine for him. It'll be absolutely brilliant. New tyres for everybody, if they all decide to do so. There's people already in the pit lane. We've got Sem, we've got Jay, Snoo, and Zyro all retired from the session. 16 people still left, and in the pit lane then enters the race leader, follows by Balin. In the pits now, it's going to be the soft compound tyres, I assume, for all the drivers, surely, at the end, this far into the race. Justin leads, and the mediums come on. It'll be Balint in the pit lane. He goes in now. The mediums come on for him as well. Chris will go into the pit lane now. What tyres will he decide to choose then? Going from the old hard tyres then, only 8 lap old to be fair, but still, the older tyres into the pit lane. Looks like the mediums are waiting for him. The mediums are waiting for him. Everybody deciding for the same call. The medium compound tyres are the ones that are coming out for the drivers then. Mediums are what people are deciding to do, apart from Cloud, who has gone out on the soft compound tyres, ladies and gentlemen. The Blake and the Jar, I've got a commentary all in that ETSR. Oh, fair enough, mate. Well done. That's really good. Yeah, message me if you want, and I'll reply to you after this race. But yeah, I'll talk to you about that. That sounds really good. Well done. What day is it? Soft runners yesterday at the end did really well to Sam Wipeout. Well, Cloud, who did start higher up, it could be his day today. The soft compound tyres are on for him, which don't last as long as the rest, of course, as you all know by now. But only 4 laps to go to get these tyres across the line, to get him a higher place, to enable him even more points this afternoon in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. Cloud needs to nurse these tyres through the race now. He wants these to get him to the top step. Can they take him to the next level, or will the medium compound tyres absolutely beat him up? We'll just have to see as we cross the line then. With the safety car very soon, lap 33 begins. 3 laps to go. That is all it is then, ladies and gentlemen, of this Brazilian Grand Prix. This is it. We are going to go racing very soon. The drivers have still got to catch up with the safety cars. Still a few to get there. But right now, it is all eyes to the front of the race. It is all focused for all the drivers because this is it. We are ready to go racing again very soon. Is Justin going to be the race winner? Will Balint snatch it away? Chris and Scott have been going at it all race long. Who's it going to be? Who is it going to be? We just do not know. We've been told that the softs are a good tyre. Will they turn out to be that good? We'll just have to see then as lap 34 begins. Right then, here we go then. Everybody has caught up with the safety car, everybody. This is it. I imagine it's going to be coming in this lap around. It is. Time to go racing. Time to do it. It is time to go one more time, everybody, around the track for 2 more laps of racing to decide the race winner, to decide your podium today. Everybody on fresh tyres. And finally, we get to go full pelt racing at the very end, with everybody lined up with each other. And this is it. Justin is controlling the pack, and he goes now. It is time to go racing again in Brazil for the final 2 laps. Justin leads from Balint, from Chris, from Scott into turn 1. Who's it going to be today on the inside line? Balint already tries to challenge for the lead now on the back foot. Chris tries to get through. Chris in 3rd place. He's running for the 2nd place now. Behind that is Scott as well, as they'll all gain down into the left-hander. Remember, no DRS for 1 lap around, so it's completely dry at the moment. No DRS will be helping the drivers. It is Scott B who retires in the late stages of the Grand Prix. I think he hits the barrier then on the exit, and he is gone, completely gone then, with only 2 laps to go of the Brazilian Grand Prix. And Justin, still your race leader by 0.3 of a second here in Brazil. Balint holds 2nd place well. Behind that is Scott and Chris coming side by side together once more, as they've been battling brilliantly all race long, ladies and gentlemen. There's Justin Bazoon and Johans then giving it a good battle in P7 and P8. Justin Bazoon's trying to get ahead. He is ahead right now. Johans is now trying to get his way through on the penultimate lap, which is about to become the final lap of the race here in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. The final lap begins here at Interlagos. Justin leads, but will he win? Because Justin is ahead of Balint, who's got 0.2 of a second to him. Will he be able to make a move on the final lap? This is the lap where everybody puts absolutely everything they've got into it. All the RS gets burned. Everything they've been saving up, everything they've been conserving, it gets burnt up now. And Chris is going to try and make a move on Balint, but he can't do so right now. The DRS is enabled this time, and for the final time this lap, as we're on the final lap of the race, everybody, Justin still leads and could possibly hold on to this one for the end of the race. But will he be beaten towards the line? How much ERS has Balint got? That is the true question. He's got 30% to burn, whereas Justin's got 83 to burn towards the line. I think Justin might just about take this one. 90% battery that he'll be able to burn towards the line, everybody. It's going to be an incredible strategy call here for him. Loads of battery left. He should be able to win this one towards the line. Justin in the Aston Martin with 90% battery, which will burn all the way to the top of the hill. Balint can't do anything about it. The fuel light comes on as well. Justin crosses the line. He's going to win the Brazilian Grand Prix. Balint comes over 2nd place. Chris takes third in the final spot on the podium. It'll be Scott home in 4, Bjarni 5, Cloud finishes home in 6th position, Johan 7, 8 is Dusty Bazoon, everybody, 9 is Lightning, 10 is Oliver. Moving down the grid, Sizzy's 11, Daniel 12, Edsy 13, Speedy Crane 14, and Ethan Taylor in 15. What a race, everybody. GG. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. Race winner is Justin. Fastest lap is Balint. It is the Lightning, F1 Lightning as driver of the day, and most overtakes goes to Daniel. Here we go then. Winner is Justin in the Aston Martin, followed by Balint in 2nd place, and Chris gets on the podium in 3rd. Scott falls short in 4, Bjarni 5, Cloud 6, Johan 7, Dusty in 8, F1 Lightning in the top 10 in 9, and Oliver in 10. What a way to wrap up the race then, everybody. An incredible end to a great Brazilian Grand Prix. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight. Sorry the commentary hasn't been amazing. It should be better next week once I'm settled more in. But that is it from me here in Brazil, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining me in both of the chats. Have a very nice night, and I'll see you all next week on the Saturday if you're here for EA Racing League, or tomorrow night for International Racing League if you're here for Jack Crossley Comms. So either one. See you later, and have a very nice rest of your Saturday evening, everybody. See you later.